Hey everybody and welcome to the Dante Bazzea show. Today unfortunately I'm not interviewing anyone, but today I'm going to do a different style podcast. A lot of podcasters do this. It's just episodes where they talk about news that they're interested in and tell stories, and that's what I'm doing today. And I thought this idea as I started doing podcasts, but I didn't really want to do them alone because it's kind of boring doing stuff alone. Also, podcasts are supposed to be long, and it's kind of hard to do something long by yourself. So I've brought in a friend who's going to help me. He's also now my co-host. He might not be involved in the interviews, depends if he wants to be or if he has the time. But you guys know of him. His name is Shane Honeyman. He was the second guest on the Dante Bazzea show. And if you haven't checked out his episode, go check it out. We chat all about his fishing and fishing in general, and it's a super cool episode. And guys, please welcome Shane Honeyman. Hello.
Hey guys.
Oh, we're doing the episode through a video call because of the coronavirus.
Yeah, I'm still the best overall. One time, I'm still the best. I have the best video, even though I don't have the most views. Yes, even though I don't have the most views, I'm still the best.
Why did you agree to be my co-host?
I've always wanted to be on, get my name out there on YouTube, and also I don't mind helping out a friend. I know this is your thing, and I don't mind helping you out because I always when I'm trying to get something done. It's always difficult to do it by yourself, but when you've got a friend to help you, it just makes it a lot easier.
Exactly.
So I'm here to help out Dante. So yeah, I'm here for Dante.
Also, with the thing when I talk about news, I don't just want to give my opinion about it. I also want someone else's opinion, and also I want to make it like a conversation about that certain news topic, and that topic can lead into a conversation about something. If you understand what I mean.
Yeah, 100%.
So you're ready to dive into some news?
Yes, let's go.
Don't worry, guys. We're not going to mention the coronavirus, even though we already did. I'm trying to avoid talking about that just because everyone's talking about it. Also, it's getting kind of boring. Also, you want to enjoy something and not have corona mentioned and that kind of things. That's why I'm not going to talk about it. Also, I'm not really that interested in talking about it. There's other stuff that interests me more.
It's a very boring subject, so.
It's not that boring. It's just overused. It's not like I'm going to add anything new. So, which news topic do you want to start with?
Let's start with my favorite, Jackass.
So, for people that don't know, Jackass is a in MTV. I'm sure. Well, it was an MTV show back in the early 2000s. It's like a reality stunts prank show that I used to watch sometimes. It stars a lot of people who like doing stunts and extreme sports athletes. Or kind of extreme sports athletes. They're more stunt people than athletes. Bam Margera is probably the only one that's actually an athlete who's involved in that show.
Yeah, I reckon so. None of the other guys are really athletic people.
And they did the reality show for a few seasons, and then they made some TV shows. So Jackass turned into a film franchise, and they've announced that they're going to be doing a fourth movie. So me and Shane are just going to give our opinions on that. So what do you think about them doing a fourth movie after all these years?
I think it's going to be pretty difficult to top what they've already got, but if they manage to top it, it's going to be very, very, very good. And I love the Jackass movies. They are really, really, really good.
But you've already seen the first one, right?
I've watched the first one, but I've watched some other one. I've watched some of the reviews on the rest of them, and they're pretty good. So yeah, it's just a bit difficult to find them around here. So yeah.
Well, I watched half an hour of the first one, which is on Netflix, and I got kind of bored because some of it's just stupid.
Yeah, it's stupid, but stupid's kind of my type of thing, as Dante would know. Dante knows I'm kind of all about the jokes and the stupidness, and that's me. So I get that. Dante's more of the kind of the behind the scenes type of person. I think he'd prefer that stuff.
I prefer a good story and that kind of stuff.
Definitely, that's definitely your type of thing.
I'm not I'm not saying that you always have to have a good story because sometimes you just want to watch something fun and relaxing. Like the most recent movie I saw in theaters was Bad Boys 3, and that movie doesn't have that most amazing story. It's mainly just action comedy, which is a good genre. So not everything has to be like amazing and have a great story all the time. It can just be like something fun. Like the Jackass movie, there's no story. It's just like stunt after stunt after stunt.
No, there's no. Well, yeah, it's but it's good in my mind. Like I enjoy that. Like I don't like it when it's like I don't mind the movies when there's a story, but I prefer just when they go mad. That's that. Yeah, that's my type of movie. Definitely.
Now Jackass just feels like YouTubers, like YouTube pranksters.
Yeah, but I enjoy watching videos. Yeah, I enjoy that stuff.
I don't like that kind of stuff. When I go on YouTube, I normally just listen to podcasts or watch like some vlogs and skating, basically.
Yeah, mine is fishing, hunting, and pranks. And that's pretty much it.
The only thing that I'm worried about when it comes to them doing a Jackass 4 after many years, I'm just going to check when the last one came out, because I know they've done 3 and then they did like Jackass 3.5 or something, which is just like bonus features, but
I think the last one that came out was 2002.
no, that was when the first one came out.
Oh, oh yeah. Well, another next one's coming out in 2021. Oh, that's for the fourth one. I'm really excited for that one. I want to watch that one really bad.
The last main one was in 2010, and then they did a bonus like features one is like Jackass 3.5, which came out in 2011. So it's been 10 years.
It's quite a long time. But still, we can get old Steve-O and Wee Man and
Bam Margera.
all of them.
I don't know how Bam's gonna handle because he went off track in a while because he was on he had a drug problem and he wasn't skating for like almost a decade, and on Instagram he's posting all these videos trying to get on Dr. Phil.
I think I think some of the people that were on Jackass have kind of decided they're going to use the fame to get onto other shows to make get the name out there so they can get more money. But yeah, like I think Dan, I think that I think that guy that you yeah, I think the guy we're talking about is definitely driven by money and not very much else. So
So I don't know what's going on with him. I mean, he was one of the biggest skateboarders out there. I mean, his pro model board for Element would sell out in like 5 minutes. Like they'll make like I don't know how many, but they'll sell it in like 5 minutes.
yes, it's quite a lot. That's a quick book.
Exactly. See, the thing is, like, long-awaited sequels when it comes to movies isn't necessarily bad. Like, we had that with Incredibles, and it turned out Incredibles 2 was great, and also with Bad Boys took like a couple of years before the third one. It isn't necessarily bad, because that movie came out great. Sometimes it takes a long time that you have a good idea and getting everyone together. But the thing that I'm more,
Good things take time.
yeah. But the thing that I'm most concerned about is, are they going to have the same energy and kind of all around vibe? Because sometimes when you don't do something for a very long time, you kind of lose, not really like interest, but you lose like the same camaraderie and kind of like how you did it, like that kind of thing.
Yeah. It'll definitely be different. I'm definitely thinking it's gonna be different. It's not gonna be the same, but it's still gonna be a very interesting movie, I reckon.
Yeah, could be fun. Would you go watch it in theaters if it went in theaters? Because the last 3 did.
I don't know. I don't like watching the movies in the theaters. I prefer to watch them at home. But yeah, definitely. Yeah, we can think about it. Maybe we make a vlog out of it, Dante. We go cinemas, and then
Yeah, I've done those before.
we can do a review of the movie.
Yeah, that's an idea. Don't know how you review those kind of movies.
Oh well, we can figure it out.
I guess it's a bit of a challenge. The thing that I'm kind of concerned about is everyone's like older now and everyone's like on their own path. Like I don't know how they're gonna handle it. Like Bam Margera is having his like drug problems. And he's not really skating that much anymore and that kind of thing. Also with Wee Man, he's just on his own mission, running his own skate company. And then you also have Johnny Knoxville, he's the only one out of the whole crew that I know that actually had a bit of a proper movie career. Like he played Leonardo in the live action Ninja Turtle movies, and he was in Men in Black 2, so he's a career star. And Steve-O just does weird stuff. Like he makes YouTube videos now.
Steve-O is more YouTube based. He's not really a yeah, he's a film star, but he's a film star in its own in that movie though. But he's not very much he's more active on YouTube and Instagram than he is on anything else. So.
Well, Steve-O just seems like the kind of guy that just does anything for attention.
Yeah, that's pretty much Steve-O.
He does stand-up comedy now. Never seen it. It's probably bad.
Probably is, yeah.
Also, I'm curious if they're gonna bring any young guys in, like new crew members, to make it fresh. Sometimes they can ruin something.
Yeah, I don't like when they bring new people in. Rather not have as many people and rather not have all the people from the old movie if they can't have all the old people in, and have the same people, then try to put new people in, because then it's because then the people are trying to outdo themselves because they're trying to fulfill, say if Steve-O doesn't do the movie, then they're gonna be trying to fulfill Steve-O's
his style and the moves he does.
It won't work. So yeah, I don't like when they try to use somebody else as that character, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
Exactly. Well, with Jackass, they're just basically being themselves. I don't really know how it's going to work out. Also, nowadays you can just watch stunts on YouTube, so I don't think it's going to do so well. I'm just going to go into the article quickly. They said something on the article that I was surprised about.
But I think it'll definitely be a very interesting movie. For one, we're gonna have to see whether or not this movie is gonna be as much as it's been a build up to. But hopefully, it's a very good movie. I'm hoping. I'm hoping.
Well, this was mainly Johnny Knoxville who did it, but they qualified it under a Jackass production. He did a movie called Bad Grandpa, which you never seen. I think it was just a movie where he just dressed up as a grandpa and did some weird stuff.
So pretty much Bad Grandpa stuff.
The thing that interests me in the article, the movie's grossed 335 million worldwide. That's the three Jackass movies. And then Bad Grandpa did 151.8 million.
Yo, that's a lot.
So there definitely is a market for these kind of movies.
Definitely.
But I was never a crazy Jackass fan. I preferred the spin-off show they did with a band called Viva La Bam. That was cool because it was more skateboarding focused. It was just basically just Bam and his buddies just messing around, which I more enjoyed. They did stuff like turning Bam's house into a skate park and pranking his dad.
I haven't personally seen that, but it sounds pretty cool, so maybe that's gonna watch.
So that's basically my thoughts on them doing a Jackass 4. Not too sure if it's actually going to work since everyone's older and that kind of stuff. And
it's kind of just gonna be a reunion in my mind.
Yeah, pretty much. I've seen from interviews is Steve-O seems like the main person who's excited for this. Mainly because he says he's busting, he's injuring himself doing stunts for YouTube, and he thinks that he should save his body and his ideas for a big production. That's what it sounds like.
Well, yeah, I reckon Steve-O kind of should be protecting his body as much as he can, because he's definitely hurting himself a lot. But seems like a very good movie so far. It's gonna be a very good movie in my mind.
You know David Dobrik, the vlogger?
Yeah.
Steve-O was in one of his videos, and Steve-O jumped off his roof into his hot tub, and his bum landed on the seat.
Oh.
He got a big bump. Like I said, he'll do anything for views and for attention.
I would too.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be that stupid about jumping into a hot tub.
You'd be surprised. People nowadays are crazy for views. The more views, the better. Just all the girls at the moment, they all want so many followers.
Post bum pictures and stuff.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Yes, it's appealing to most boys, but to be honest, so what I find the most appealing is a girl holding a fish. Really. Honestly, that's what I prefer. But yeah, that's my side of it.
Yeah, but you're a fisherman. You probably want to date a girl that also fishes.
That, or she must let me fish, one or two.
That's kind of what messed up your last relationship, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
But we're not going to dive into that. So that's basically our thoughts on them doing a Jackass 4. I kind of agree with Shane that it feels more like a reunion than them just doing sequel, so that's probably fine.
Yeah, they're a bit old, so I don't think they'll be able to fulfill the same thing that they did the first time and the second time and the third time. But we're gonna see. Maybe they're gonna surprise us all with a stunner of a movie. We're gonna find out.
I don't think I'll go watch it in theaters, but I probably will check it out at home so I can just skip through it and just enjoy the best stunts.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if I probably won't go watch it in the cinemas. I don't really like the cinemas, but
I like the cinemas, but also I have a love-hate relationship with going to the cinemas. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. Also, it depends on the movie, because some movies aren't worth checking out on the big screen.
I just find it's too much to pay to go there and watch a movie on the big screen when I can watch it on the TV at home. So
Also at home, if you watch it at home and the movie sucks, you don't feel like you wasted money.
yeah, you can just like turn it off and be like, okay, cool.
Well, now with this whole Corona situation, movie studios are trying to do like a pay-per-view situation with their films now, where you like pay and you can watch it at home. But I feel like if that idea like works, it's gonna ruin, it's gonna shut down theaters.
Yeah, but so now then with the movie pay review thing, do they bring you popcorn during the thing?
I wouldn't want that popcorn. It'll probably be stale by the time it arrives.
Because yeah, in my mind, movies all about the popcorn and the slush puppy, that red and blue one.
Even if you go into the movies, you're still paying for your snacks and your tickets separately. Have you said everything you wanted to say about Jackass 4?
Yeah, move on. So, yeah. Hang on, wait, somebody coming by the door. Hey, wait. Go away. No. Uh-uh.
This is funny.
Sorry, my brother's trying to come through the door and yeah, no, go away. But yeah, and he's gonna carry on knocking.
Now we're going to talk about, this is kind of old-ish news. It came out at the end of last year. And guys, when I do these kind of episodes where I just talk about cool stories and talk about news, don't come to these episodes expecting me to be your news source. More come here to hear me and Shane's opinions on these articles and stories.
Yeah, if we say something wrong and you don't like it, don't come and attack us for it. It's like our opinion, not everybody else's. It's not the true news. Like yes, we've taken the news, but now we put our own. Like we talk about our thoughts on it. So yeah.
That's kind of funny that you said true news, because the YouTuber I watch, he goes by True Geordie, and he has a show called True News. But half the time on his news show, he just talks about YouTube news.
So it's not very much true news that he talks about.
Now he's been talking about Corona, but normally he just talks about YouTube stuff and sports related stuff.
Nah, it's boring stuff.
So the next article we're going to talk about is the Lego movie franchise moving from Warner Brothers to Universal. Have you seen the Lego movies, like any of them?
I've seen the first one, yes.
Did you like it?
I did. It was very funny. I enjoyed it thoroughly, but
I agree. It's a funny movie. I think it's one of the best animated movies. What would you say is your favorite animated movie?
to be honest, probably the Jungle Book I preferred.
Which one?
The one of the first ones. That's very much animated.
Sure, that's an old movie. That was the last movie Walt Disney worked on before he died.
Rip Walt.
I would say the best of animated movies. I don't really have an exact one that qualifies the best, but the best in my opinion would be Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Surf's Up, Shrek 1 and 2. What else is really good? The Kung Fu Panda trilogy is cool. And I'll say the Lego movie and the spin-off Lego Batman.
Like those movies are definitely up there. Like Kung Fu Panda is also one of my favorites. I like Kung Fu Panda a lot.
Which one's your favorite? My favorite Kung Fu Panda movie is the second one, because the story is better. Also, Poe's more mature in that one. And the first one was very goofy and slapsticky. Also, the villain's way better.
Yeah, I like the first one. I like the first one more, but out of everything overall, like probably I'll go for the first one. But yeah, that's my opinion. My cat has arrived.
Show people your cat.
This is my cat, people. This is Geordie.
Geordie's going to be famous.
Yep. More famous than Peaches, but she's cooler.
You're wrong.
Says Peaches can be loud.
People ask me to bring Peaches to the skate park.
To the skate park?
It's a bad idea. She'll run away. We found her in the car once and we took her for a drive and she didn't like it.
Yeah, Geordie likes to get in the car as well, and then he does not like it when you start driving around. Like if you drive up the driveway, he's fine, but any further, no, he freaks out.
So my thoughts on Lego moving its movie franchise from Warner Brothers to Universal. I honestly think it doesn't really matter because it more depends on what product Universal is going to bring, and also Universal is now being like very well known for their animation. Like they're probably the second biggest movie studio when it comes to animation now, besides Disney.
But Disney's kind of said Disney and Pixar like up there with everything like that, because the most movies that were back in the day had Pixar, and then a few had Universal, but mainly Pixar and Disney in my mind.
Well, Universal didn't really do much animated stuff in like the early 2000s and that kind of time, but now they kind of dived into more animation. Like they started Illumination Studios, which is the studio that does the Despicable Me movies.
Yeah, I was gonna say Despicable Me and all that stuff.
Yeah, like Universal's doing really well with their animated movies. Like they bought DreamWorks, which is the company that Shrek and Kung Fu Panda. They own Illumination, so they're doing well with the animation. So I think it's kind of like a good thing for Lego to move on from Warner Brothers. And as I said, it more depends on the studio. It doesn't really matter that much. They're just the ones funding the project. It more depends on what they make.
Yeah, definitely. Like Illumination, it's a newer company or newer franchise with everything, but it's done well.
Illumination might be the newest. I think it's the newest like mainstream animation studio, but their films are like I'm just gonna search it quickly because their films are like some of the highest grossing animated movies.
What's your favorite Despicable Me movie overall? Like which one?
I would say the second one's my favorite because they got their formula down a bit better. Also, the villain's probably the best out of all, and I just like that one more.
I'm also gonna go with your number 2. Yeah, it was definitely better. It was better.
Okay, so highest grossing animated films. Number 1 is the Lion King remake that came out last year. I did a review on that if you want to go check it out.
I haven't actually watched The Lion King, the new one, but
it's basically the same movie.
Yeah, I have watched your review though.
The second is Toy Story 4, so Disney's still up there. Then it's Frozen 2.
Frozen 2 got up there quick.
Then it's Incredibles 2.
Frozen 2 hasn't been up for very long, has it?
Well, the first 3 are all Disney, and they all came out last year.
Yeah, Frozen hasn't been up for very long, and it's already up there.
Then it's Incredibles 2, which is still under Disney. Then it's Despicable Me 3, so Illumination's there.
Is that the one with the big pink slime goes all over the town?
It's not. It's the worst out of all of them. I don't know what you're talking about. That's the one where Gru meets his brother they never knew about.
Oh, that one, yes, I have watched that one as well. It was a bit boring in my mind.
I don't like it. I've only seen it once and I didn't like it.
It was boring. Like, it didn't really have a purpose. Like, every movie's got actually have a purpose.
Back to the Lego movie thing. I don't really mind that Lego's leaving Warner Brothers. It's kind of sad because I really like the characters and stuff and the world that they've made with the Lego movies. I like the first one a lot. I think that one's really funny and super clever. I also really liked Lego Batman. That was really funny and clever too, and just great. I love Batman. I'm wearing a Batman shirt right now. I haven't seen Lego Ninjago, which is based off a TV show which is based off a Lego owned property. Haven't seen that movie. I just know that Jackie Chan cameoed in it. And the second Lego movie, the second part, that was cool. Not as good as the first one, but it had a better story than the first one, but it wasn't as funny or entertaining.
Yeah, I can't really add to it. I haven't actually seen it. I've only watched the first one, so I can't really add very much to this. But yeah, I didn't really watch very many movies. But the thing is, I watch the reviews in the movies because I don't know, I find that interesting more than watching movies. But yeah.
But what are your main thoughts on them moving? Like for me, I don't really mind that it's moving. I just think it's good to keep the franchise fresh.
But yeah, my mind, I think they should have yeah, also, as you say, so it's always good to obviously keep the franchises fresh.
Also, when I go to the stats of how much each Lego movie made, and I'm not counting the straight to DVD Lego movies, I'm just counting the ones that went to theaters. The first one grossed 60.65 million. I have a feeling that, I know I like to say that the movie should do well based on the story, the animation, good voice acting, that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm not saying Chris Pratt is a terrible voice actor, like, he's probably one of the best celebrity voice actors around. I feel like the movie only did well because of him, because this was also kind of like around the time in his career when he was breaking out of just being a comedic actor and being in Parks and Recreation, I think that's the name of it, that sitcom, and he was breaking into movies. Like, that was also the same year that Guardians of the Galaxy came out and he was Star-Lord. So as he was probably doing press and interviews for Guardians of the Galaxy, he's probably like, hey, I'm also doing a voice in the Lego movie, so that probably helped boost the Lego movie.
Yeah.
Have you seen Guardians of the Galaxy?
I have. I watched it like 2 months ago.
Huh. You watch movies late.
Yeah, I don't really watch movies, but yeah, it was a good movie.
So now I'm checking the stats to see how much the Lego Batman movie made, which is the second Lego movie they released, because Batman was a popular character in the Lego movie and also everyone knows Batman. And that only made 312 million. Didn't do as well.
Yeah, that sounds like a bit of a flop.
It still did well, and it's also, I actually kind of prefer Lego Batman a little bit over the Lego movie. Funnier, cleverer, more clever jokes, like they make fun of Batman and that kind of stuff. And then the Lego Ninjago movie came out the same year as Lego Batman. I think that was one of the mistakes that Warner Brothers made. 2-year gap between releasing the next Lego movie, but they released two at the same time, which, I mean, not the same time, but like the same year, which I think was a bad idea.
Yeah, I suppose like you gotta pace yourself with the same thing as like posting photos on Instagram. You can't blast it full of Instagram photos, but you can't do like a whole lot in one day. Unless you do the thing that some people do is they post a whole lot of photos and then it makes one big picture on your Instagram.
They look stupid. The Lego Ninjago movie grossed 123.1 million.
But as we know, Batman would do better.
I've heard that fans of Ninjago don't like the movie because they changed the voice actors from the show to the movie for celebrities, and the celebrities did a bad or weren't that good.
Oh yeah, same thing like you said so they changed the actors around like same thing what we're talking about with Jackass. Like you and I both hope they don't get new people into it because it's not gonna be the same as Jackass. Like it's not gonna be Jackass.
And then the Lego Movie 2 made 191.3 million. What I read is Warner Brothers doesn't want to do another Lego movie because they lost money, but Lego still wants to carry on as a franchise, as a movie franchise.
But like it'll be quite interesting if Lego actually created like their own
characters.
No, like to film with, franchise to film with.
Like a studio.
Yeah. Like if like Lego made like Warner Brothers, but like if like Lego made their own one.
That's not a bad idea. Lego is a $1 million company. Well, Warner Brothers even moving on. They're doing a pop vinyl movie apparently. Those are those action figures, but they don't have mouths. You know, I did a video of my Tony Hawk one.
I know you took photos of that. Yeah, Dante's taking a while because he got lots of photos on Instagram. So my Instagram doesn't have as many. So my Instagram is @ShaneHoneyman. There you can go follow me on Instagram.
Don't plug yourself.
No, I'll plug myself. Yeah.
And there's me dressed up.
You find that photo @ShaneHoneyman on Instagram.
So yeah, they're making a movie about those characters apparently. I mean toys.
And where will they find that photo, Dante? They'll find the photo @ShaneHoneyman.
No, at Dante Bazzea. A way better Instagram. Follow both of us at @ShaneHoneyman for fishing content and at Dante Bazzea for skateboarding and random stuff. So yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea for Lego to move to Universal. It's better than moving to Disney because Disney's way more corporate and owns way too many things like Marvel, Star Wars, Fox, and National Geographic, so they don't need to have Lego under their belt as well. Also with Universal, they do own two animation studios compared to Warner Brothers has Warner Brothers Animation Group, but they also own Hanna-Barbera, but they don't really use the title Hanna-Barbera anymore, like Hanna-Barbera Productions. They just use the Hanna-Barbera characters like Scooby-Doo and the Flintstones and that kind of stuff.
I remember the Flintstones.
It does make sense to go to Universal since they are big in animation now. And also Universal has some cool franchises that they can use as Lego characters. Like they own Back to the Future, Fast and Furious, Jurassic Park, even though they did something with making fun of Chris Pratt in the Lego Movie 2 with dinosaurs because Chris Pratt's in Jurassic World. So I don't know how that's going to work.
I think what is a very good movie was nothing but it was The Croods.
I haven't seen that yet.
I enjoyed The Croods. Watch it. A movie. So a movie that Dante hasn't watched, The Croods. Yeah. Just in the comments, you need to comment. So that Dante needs to watch The Croods.
They're making a number 2. It's supposed to come out this year, but Corona's messing with all these movies. Like Fast and Furious 9's been pushed back to release next year.
Oh, I was looking forward to that movie.
Really? You like the car stunts? Have you seen Hobbs and Shaw?
No, I haven't.
It's a Fast and Furious spin-off, which is really funny and got some great stunts. The problem with the movie that I found with Hobbs and Shaw is it got too cartoony at one point, like kind of like ignoring physics, like The Rock's character would slide down a rope from a building but won't get any rope burn.
Yeah, no, you should be getting like a lot of rope burn. Like you slide on a rope for like a meter and your hands are gonna be burning.
Exactly. He just hops off and carries on running.
Sometimes people think sometimes people overlook stuff. So
I prefer stuff that's more realistic sometimes. So that's basically my thoughts on Lego moving to Universal. Is I don't really mind it. It more depends on what they make there, and it just depends on like Warner Brothers. I mean Universal does have some cool franchises like Back to the Future and Fast and Furious, and they own everything under under DreamWorks now, so they can do like Lego Kung Fu Panda and Shrek and that kind of stuff and Croods. But one thing I think Lego should do is make their own characters, kind of like Ninjago, and make movies about their own characters. Because in that way, if they want to branch off, they can kind of keep their characters still. They don't have to rely on, like they can't use Batman now because they're not with Warner Brothers. Even though I don't know how that works because Warner Brothers makes the Ninjago show and movie, so I don't know how that's gonna work if Lego can take those characters to Universal. The movie industry is a bit confusing. So yeah guys, that's my thoughts on that. Thank you so much Shane for doing this.
definitely, this was good. Definitely very good.
Now you're the co-host of the Dante Bazzea show. I still get all the glory. His Instagram will be in the description. It's at Shane Honeyman. All my social media is also in the description. And guys, if you didn't know this, it always pops up in the beginning of each episode on the video version. But if you don't know, this podcast is available to listen to on Spotify, Anchor, which is a podcasting app, and Google Podcasts. Follow us on there, so you can listen to it on there. And you don't have to see our ugly faces. Also, guys, if you don't have time to watch the full episodes, I do post highlights, like segments from the podcast on my YouTube channel, which is at Dante Bazzea if you're watching on audio platforms. So if you don't have time to listen to the whole thing, there are highlights on there. There's a highlight of me and Shane just reacting to fishing videos. Yeah, that's all I gotta say. Peace.
Peace out, guys.